Hey, what's going on, guys? Godstatus here. So today I thought I'd go ahead and review the 5.7. I've been asked about it a few times and asked like on stream, just in my Discord, things like that. And on paper, to me, it seemed kind of dead content. The M1911 still exists. It's a lot better than the 5.7, things like that. Really isn't anything too special on paper in my eyes. So I thought we'd go ahead and actually use it and give like a full gameplay and our own opinions on it and see how it actually handles. Now we do have Metro. It's more of a close range map. We're gonna get sprayed down a lot, so it could be a bit questionable about how we do. But the main kind of priority differences to this gun is the 800 rate of fire, the 20 bullets in a mag, and that's really about it. I mean, it doesn't have any insane damage. I think it's 29 close range and then 22 at a distance. I think it has like kind of standard headshot multipliers and everything like that. So it isn't anything super special, right? Like, it isn't kind of a meta-changing gun. It's just another pistol, and in my eyes, I personally would rather use the M1911 so far, just because it does do more damage close range. You kill people faster close range, and to me, that's really what a pistol is for, just to get those really close range kills, and you know, that's about it. But let's actually give it a full shot, a full 15-minute gameplay, and see how it really handles. So right now, we're starting off 4-2. We do have a decent chance at doing all right here. I mean, like I said, it is Metro. It's more close range. We won't win all the close range battles, but as long as you have a good trigger finger, it feels like this gun would be pretty decent. I believe it does shoot faster than things like the M1911 and the M45A1. I'm like 100% sure. No, who am I kidding? But it isn't, like I said, it's a pistol. It isn't anything super meta changing, but for people who do prefer using a normal pistol over something like a Tech 9, this can be, you know, kind of a game changing weapon for you. But let's go ahead and get some more kills in and some more time in, and I'll give like a full opinion of this at the end of the video, but I'll kind of just be noting things as I go. So far, not too bad, right? Like, it has a high rate of fire. I'm getting a decent amount of kills with it. It is holding its own overall, which I'm happy with. I also like how much ammo the gun has. Like, you don't have to be super accurate, and that's one thing that would possibly make me use this gun over... Oh my god, am I getting a phone call, or is this... Hold on. Hello? What's up, Dad?
Where you at?
My dad calling me in the middle of recording. Anyways, but that's probably the one thing that would actually make me kind of want to use this gun. As someone who, when I whip out a pistol, I'm literally just spraying, and I'll even use it at long distances at times. Having this much ammo is... It could be the, like, the concluding point, or whatever you want to call it. The reason that I would choose this over other pistols. But is it worth it? So far, the gun is definitely holding its own. No arguments about that. It's not a bad gun whatsoever. I don't think any pistol can really be terrible, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not sure. Personally, I would use a Tech 9 over anything else, right? But that's just me. Ooh, okay. But that's just me as a whole. I would use a Tech 9 over any other pistol in the game. But between the M1911 and this... You know, for someone who just, you know, I whip out a pistol, I spam left click, I'm not trying to be super accurate, I'm kind of liking this more, and I didn't think I would say that. I didn't think I would like it as much as I am, but when I really am taking into account to how I personally play, it definitely fits me a lot better than it would fit other people, right? Some people just actually go for accuracy, and if you're accurate, the M1911 is 100% better. It does a lot more damage, you'll kill a lot easier. Granted, it has a different fire rate, so you can't spam it as hard, but, you know, with the close range, I believe that they would probably kill in similar times, if not the M1911 being a little bit faster. You guys would have to fact check me on that, because I could definitely be wrong, but just so far, the ammo alone is something that makes me consider using this more, which I might actually have to throw this on for, like, my sniper classes, because usually that's the only time I'll use a normal pistol. And ooh, there we go, because I feel like having a machine pistol with a sniper, it just feels weird to me, right? So right now, man, this gun is kind of going off, bro. Like, I can't lie, I'm really liking it. And I regret saying it's dead content, but looking at it on paper, it really felt that way. I didn't think that it would be anything too special. So for those opinions that I gave on stream, or like when people have asked me, I'm changing it. I think the 5.7 is worth it. Oh my god. But I also think that it really comes down to a playstyle for the pistol that you're going to choose here. If you're just someone who takes out a pistol, spams left click as hard as you can, and that's all, then the 5.7 would be for you. If you're someone who's a bit more accurate and takes a little bit of time with their shots and, you know, will only whip out the pistol if it's truly a close range situation and you run out of ammo, M1911 would be for you. If you value damage over mag size, obviously the M1911. So for this, it's really, let me go ahead and check the different, the inventory is so laggy right now, so it's going to take me a second. But as of right now, the 5.7's minimum time to kill is 0.15, while the M1911 is 0.08. So actually, you can kill twice as fast with the M1911. So really, the deciding factor, it took my skin off. Okay. Really, the deciding factor with this gun is if you need the more ammo. That is really what it comes down to. Because I can't personally justify using the gun for any reason other than that. Like, I value damage and time to kill a lot more. That's just me. I play fast. I don't play slow. I am going for kills more than anything, so it doesn't really matter too much about the ammo. But I also wouldn't write this gun off as being useless, right? It's just having the M1911 kill at twice the speed. That's just nuts. The M1911 can 2-shot headshot close range, while this can only 3-shot headshot close range. And granted, it does have the spamming power, but it's just really not worth it for me. So I like the gun. I definitely think it has its place. I definitely think that the gun isn't dead content. And I take back saying that about that. That was kind of an uneducated, never really tried the gun out opinion. But at the same time, I still value the M1911 a lot more than I value this gun. It would not be my first pick usually. Maybe for sniping, maybe. Because when I'm sniping, that's when I'm really just spamming left click with my pistol. Like, I don't take that out unless it's a full panic situation, and that's really it. So maybe there, but for the rank that you unlock this compared to the M1911, I think that the M1911 is just your better pick. Is it useless? No. Is the gun dead content? No. But it's not your top choice for most people. It won't be the go-to pick. Now, if you like the 5.7 just for, like, you know, the gun that it is, and, you know, you've used it in other games, something like that, or you just like the way it feels, oh, by all means. I definitely think the gun is viable, but it is far from being a first pick for most people I would know. Ooh, okay. Alright, I need to get out of here. I'm trying to fight snipers at a long range, but it's just not really worth it for me. It's good. I like using it, but it is not my choice, and that's just my opinion. You guys can go ahead and use it. That's perfectly fine. I don't see anything wrong with the gun. It just doesn't fit my personal playstyle. And for the stat differences, man, it's just really not worth it. Because you unlock this gun a lot later than you unlock the M1911. So by the time, like, let's say you're a new player, right? And you don't use a machine pistol. You just use a normal pistol. By the time you even unlock this gun, you'll probably be so used to how fast you can kill with the M1911 and everything. But at the same time, it isn't good, man. I don't know. It's hard for me to... It isn't hard to recommend it, right? Like, I don't think recommending this gun is difficult, but I really can't say that this is your best choice. In the end, I do like using it, but it's not for me, man. It definitely... Oh my god, it's not for me. Hello. But we're just gonna go ahead and just ignore it. I just want to finish out this game and continue using it. We didn't do bad by any means. We started the game probably like a minute late or something, so we're not gonna have the most time played with this, but it also isn't bad at all. It's pretty good. Oh, there's people here. Oh my god, my accuracy. Wow, that was brutal. That was definitely brutal. Oh god. Okay, so yeah, the accuracy thing really comes into play there, because if you whiff like I just did, then yeah, you're gonna need the ammo. But yeah, ooh, I still stick to my original opinions that the M1911 is better, and even the M45A1 would be better than this gun. But it's hard for me to really say what I want to say, because I don't want them to add a gun that just takes over every other gun in the game. So I think as a balance standard, they definitely hit it on the sweet spot with this. It didn't change meta too super hard or anything like that. It also isn't a useless gun, but still, things like the M1911, which have been in the game for so long, like, I don't want them to have something that changes the game completely, but at the same time, do I want them to keep adding things that aren't too special, right? Like, do you want them to keep adding things that aren't really going to be used that much, things that aren't super special in the game, and you know, they come in and it's not dead content, but it also isn't anything, you know, super new. Like the HK416 came into the game, and that's a really popular gun now. You haven't seen that with many other guns. Like the AK103 came into the game, it's not popular at all. The I'm trying to think, the HK21 came into the game, it isn't super popular. Trying to think what else, SVDS came into the game, not super popular, things like that. So do we want meta changing guns, or do we want popular guns? And that's something that is really hard to say, because it varies. The answer will vary greatly depending on who you ask, right? Me personally, I would like guns that change up the meta a little bit. I don't want anything to decimate the meta, but I also don't want anything that, you know, comes into the game and nobody's going to use it because there's so much better options. And that's sort of where the 5.7 hits like a middle ground. I feel like it pleases both sides of the argument, right? It didn't change the meta, but it's also not useless, but it's also not anything that's going to be super popular. Now, granted, popularity is really, really hard to judge with a pistol. You're not going to see them as much, and no, not many people like me are going to be running around using only a pistol, so you aren't going to see it a ton. But at the same time, do we want to just not see it like at all? I don't know, man. This is a hard video for me to make, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it all, like, kind of everything I want to talk about comes full circle, and, you know, judging everything with it. So I apologize for that, but I just have to keep repeating certain details that lead into new opinions. But it's definitely been fun using. I can 100% say that the gun is fun to use. It doesn't change the game too immensely, and it also doesn't affect people's, like, personal pick on guns too much. It's not like, trying to think, like the old Vector, let's say, where the Vector had basically like 0 recoil, and that was like, if you weren't using that close range, like, you just weren't using anything, right? Like the M231 existed, don't get me wrong, but back in the day the meta was Vector everything, and even now the Vector is still incredibly strong, but it still has a lot more recoil than it used to. It got some changes, and it's nowhere near as popular as it used to be, but it's still a viable gun. And then same with, this is kind of where I feel pistols are a really hard ground, because I don't see a pistol being overpowered, because it's like, even a revolver, you can't really argue that it's overpowered because they all take headshots, unless you have a gun like, unless you had like a Desert Eagle with 0 recoil, right? Like that would be overpowered. But as long as a revolver or like a Desert Eagle has some recoil, and that's really all you need, like it's balanced right then and there. As long as these pistols aren't like one-shot headshotting with 0 recoil, it's balanced. It's not going to change anything too greatly. So I guess my original opinion with the 5.7 was mostly that, you know, nothing that you add for a pistol will really be game changing. And in my opinion, where PF is at now, I think it has more than enough content. It just needs bug fixes. So seeing them add new content to the game at times, like granted the HK416, I love it, but I could have done without it, right? Like I love the gun, but it wasn't a needed update. I really want them to focus more on bugs than content, but that's just me. Nonetheless, I hope you guys did enjoy it. I know it was kind of repeated a little bit, and my commentary wasn't really the best, but I need to just give it all out opinion. Sum it up, 5.7's good. It's nothing too special. It doesn't change the meta by any means, but it also isn't a bad update. I don't think the gun is dead content like I said before, so I take that back. But nonetheless, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.